Hi everybody, it's Tony here in the studio introducing to you today two new machines I think you're all probably going to be excited about. This is the TJX250C and the TJX300C. These are our combination machines, our heavy commercial combination machines, taking the place of the Jet JPT 310s and 260s. So I thought I'd give you a quick run around and let you know what's happening with them. First off, both machines are a 3 horsepower unit with a 15 amp plug, so that's pretty well the same as what we've got on the 310s and 260s. Other than that, they're going to be very, very familiar machines to everybody. A lot of features that we have on the Jet we have incorporated on our own Carbatec machines. Few features: standard bridge guard, which is obviously adjustable on height, above the table and also away from the fence. Same heavy duty fence assembly. Tilt adjustment is calibratable from 45 to 90 degrees. Kiplop levers on the rear for sliding the fence in and out. Big important thing to remember, and the big advantage we had on the Jet machines, was a one-piece top, which we have as well. Same lock lever, so when you're demonstrating the machine, don't forget to pull the lock lever up before you drop the table down. It is spring-loaded, so it does come down quite easily. There's not a great deal of weight. There's probably more weight lifting it than bringing it down. The rest of the machine, I mean, it's very, very familiar, of course, to everybody. Same sort of cut capacity, bed lengths between the 10 and the 12 inch. The 12 inch has a 1250 long bed. The 10 inch, or the 250 model, has a 1050 long. So there's only 200mm difference between the two beds. But obviously the big limiting factor on the 10 inch is it is only a 10 inch planing capacity or thicknessing capacity underneath. So, I mean, your major selling points on this is going to be exactly the same it was on the Jet. Is obviously the weight of the machine. It's a very heavy machine. This is a true helical head machine, so it's again the same head style that's on the Jet machines, same that's on our own Carbatec standalone thicknesses and jointers. The safety features that we've incorporated are obviously the standard NVR switch, which I think we now have on all of our machines. Easy push button stop on the top of that. There is an interlock switch built into the guard so that you cannot operate the machine with the top open and the guard in the jointing position. It does need to be flipped over, and there's an interlock internally built in that will only allow the machine to be operated when the guard is over. Pull the pin on the front to flip the guard back. And of course, lift the lock lever, lock the machine back down into place. You have depth adjustment here from 0 to 3, probably about 3.5mm. Like with any machine, there's a bit more power in this one as opposed to our benchtop machines, but like any machine, less is more. If you want a good quality finish, you're going to be better off having a shallower cut. Bridge style guard, I don't know if many people know about it, or a European style guard. One thing a Euro guard does is you adjust the height of the guard to your board if you're surfacing the base of a board. If it's set just above the height of the board, as you're pushing the board through, it actually promotes safe operation. It doesn't really allow you to apply pressure down to the cutter head. It means you have to slip your hand over, or if you're using push blocks, it promotes that overhanded action that you would have. When you're jointing the edge of a board, you wind your table down and you set this just wider than the board that you're pushing through. Again, there's no way your hand can slip underneath, and it allows you to safely operate with only the bare essentials of the blades exposed. Assembly on these machines, pretty straightforward when they come out the box. The fence needs to go on. I think if I remember the fences in one piece, it just bolts straight on the top. As a note on fences, in the very first shipment of these, there's a slight difference between the 10-inch and the 12-inch fences. The first lot, I think, of 15 of the 10 inches has a slightly different fence arrangement on it. The next batch coming through will have exactly the same fence as the 12-inch, so it's actually going to be quite a long fence on the 10. It's also a heavier extrusion, and I think that's a worthwhile upgrade. We're looking at the possibility of buying a few extra heavy-duty fences in for people who may want to upgrade for a reasonable cost. You'll see you have our hand wheel on the edge. There is a digital readout on the back of that. The spindle does have a lock, but maximum workpiece size is just a tad over 220 mil from the cutter head, and your feed roller engage and disengage in the regular position. This unit's going to be priced in around, I think, around about where the Jet was a while ago, and it should, should sell easily up against any of the other ones that are on the market. There's a lot of very similar units, a lot of very similar features on the market, but we priced them pretty keenly, and like I said, it is fully featured. It is very, very heavy duty. You'll see the thickness of the extrusion, the features that are on it, the adjustments underneath. It's all quite familiar to anyone who's been selling the Jet, and I hope it fills the hole quite nicely.